Start. Hello and welcome to the Into Reality podcast, the number one podcast in Ireland. I'm your host Abdul with my co-host Usman being absent today. I have a special guest today. As you can see, Mr. Dubai is on today. That was very awkward. That was very awkward. That's not my job to do this, but anyway. Hello, Mr. Dubai. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? It's good to be back, like usual.
It's good to be back. Oh well, you're the one who's who's what's that word called again? Who's sponsoring the podcast? So glad to have you back.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we go, we just want this announcement. We want to talk. As you can see from the profile picture, we want to thoughts and prayers goes to David Brooks, who plays for Bournemouth, and who has been diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin's lymphoma, and our thoughts and prayers goes to him. And for those who don't know, that's just it's a cancer. It's a cancer in the lymphocytes. So our thoughts and prayers goes to him. Hopefully, he gets better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hope so too.
inshallah, he gets better. Yeah.
Inshallah.
And for those of you who don't know, actually, it's called I think it's called Hodgkin's lymphoma, yeah. And just in case you know, I have my pathology book here, and we were studying it last week anyway. But it's Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's a distinct group of neoplasm that are characterized by the presence of a tumor giant cell called the RS cell. And unlike most NHLs, which are non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, a Hodgkin's lymphoma arises in a single lymph node or chain of lymph nodes and typically spread in a stepwise fashion to anatomically contiguous nodes. So it's spread very fast, but yeah, the rate of survival is
This
pretty
is
average. So
where
hopefully,
a person who didn't take medicine tells you English, please.
English. So basically, it's like, how do I say it? Basically, you know when you have apples that are rotten, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So basically, think of one rotten apple as the cancerous cell, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and when another rotten apple comes in contact with a fresh apple or like a non-rotten apple, it can transfer. So that's how Hodgkin's lymphoma is what's called again is characterized. It's like a chain reaction. So one apple affects another, then affects another, and there and goes on until it destroys the whole body, and the whole tree is gone. Which in this case, the body. So hopefully, inshallah, it gets better.
Inshallah.
And inshallah, we don't get cancelled because people might think we're using his his diagnosis as as clickbait. So hopefully we don't get cancelled for that. And speaking of getting cancelled, what's your thoughts on cancel culture, Mr. Dubai?
I think cancel culture is one of the worst things, like, in modern day culture, to be honest. Like, I think rather than canceling someone, you should try to educate them and tell them how they're wrong, not just like
Mm-hmm,
try to ruin their whole career. And I'm not talking about things. Okay, so cancel culture can be good sometimes when it's like justified essentially to some people who do like really, really horrible things, or like calling out people who do bad things, you know. But
mm-hmm.
cancel culture becomes excessive when it's when you try to cancel something so trivial, but it causes so much damage to someone. For example, let's say someone makes a kind of an inappropriate joke like many years ago, correct? Like no
Mm-hmm,
one knows him. He was a they were a different person back then. And
mm-hmm.
then 10 years later, let's say, suddenly he gets cancelled. He loses his job. He loses all his money. He loses his reputation. Everyone thinks bad of him just because a couple of people decided to quote unquote cancel him for something he did so long ago that doesn't even matter anymore. That's the problem. This is the problem with cancel culture. It targets people most of the time that don't deserve it. It targets people that do such trivial things, and it most of the time ignores the people who actually do serious stuff. Like if someone like did something horrible, okay,
Yeah,
and they're barely famous, but someone famous does some small mistake, it's like a totally different thing.
yeah. For example, like Dave Chappelle is getting cancelled because of things he said about the LGBT, like jokes he made about the LGBT,
Who?
and like Dave Chappelle.
Uh,
Yeah, I can't find those quotes because I haven't watched it. I've just heard it on Twitter, but I can't find the quotes. I was just searching right now. I couldn't find any of the quotes. But he just made fun of the LGBTQ, and I think there's one quote that says, people try to cancel you on Twitter, but then they realize Twitter isn't what's called in real life, and it's kind of true because like most of the time you see someone's cancelled is usually on Twitter, right? And like
Hmm.
unless you use Twitter, you don't know what's going on. Like I've been using Twitter for like a year or two now, yeah, and like sometimes I just see some weird stuff there. People say the dumbest stuff there, yeah. Like Twitter, like for example, like do you know like how some people have like a family member who's passed away, yeah, and they put them in their bio, right? Like saying RIP, yeah. Yeah, you never do that on Twitter, right? Because if you say something stupid, right, or something that people don't like, yeah, they're going to make fun of the person that the person that you put on your bio. Like they're going to make fun of them. Like in general, just don't do that on social media, but like especially on Twitter. But like I remember there was this one guy, yeah, he asked to get out, and what's called, he said something like saying he's too short, something like that. He says, and then he was like, "Well, I might be 5'5", but at least I'm what's called 6 feet taller than your dad, because her dad was buried 6 feet down."
Oh,
Yeah, I know people are just ruthless on Twitter. Yeah,
the
and it
thing
kind of,
is, cancel
go on.
culture also creates some egos and creates some, what do you call it, complexes, you know?
White,
Everyone
like
thinks they're so powerful on Twitter, but it's
white
like,
knights in it, and it couldn't, and
yeah, not
it
only
brings
what,
out white knights.
everything. It's like anyone who
Yeah,
thinks, and the most dangerous part I think about Twitter and cancel culture is the fact
yeah.
that it legitimately can get people killed. It can make
Wait,
people either like, what's it
seppuku,
called?
commit seppuku.
Yeah, essentially take their own lives in some scenarios, or even like get killed in some scenarios, all
Yeah,
because of
that's true.
cancel culture. Cancel culture is such a horrible thing. I think cancel culture should get cancelled. There is a difference between criticizing someone
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
calling them out than someone getting cancelled and then ending up getting killed because someone disagrees with them.
And like, do you know what's even worse is when the person who was going is getting cancelled wasn't even in the wrong.
Yeah,
Because like
that's a
most
lot.
people,
That's like most of the cases.
yeah, like most of the time, yeah. Like the problem is like people just don't hear the what's called in both sides of the story. They only hear like the victim, and then boom, they what's called in they already agree with the victim even without any evidence. And then it's up to the what's called into the person who's been accused to what's called into how do I say it to prove he or her he or she's in it. I would say she or his innocent anyway. You know what I'm trying to say innocent, right? And sometimes you just might have no evidence because probably you might delete a text or something like that, or probably because you know like when you're young, young and dumb, you might have done something stupid, right? And then when you get
Hmm.
older, obviously you grow up and get be a bit you grow up, yeah. So like something like that happens, and like they're just in the wrong, and like everything they worked for, yeah, it's just gone to dust because one big mistake.
And another very scary thing that in the internet anyone can lie and can get away with it, which can cause some other problems with people trying to cancel celebrities or like accuse people of wrong things that can cause their whole career to get cancelled. Let's give a good example. You know the actor of Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Yeah. What's his name again? Not Robert Downey Jr. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp.
Yeah, you know Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah.
So I think 2 or 3 years ago, he was getting cancelled in Twitter because he was accused of abuse. He was accused of abusing his wife, even though there wasn't that sufficient evidence, and just the actress, I forgot her name also, was
Amber Heard.
like, hmm?
That was his wife. It was his wife at the time, Amber Heard.
Yep, Amber Heard. So he was accused of like abusing her essentially. No
Yeah.
one wanted to listen to his side and just sided with her, essentially, and started canceling him really bad. He got fired from work. He lost so many deals. He got like harassed in public and so many things. And then, like 2, 3 years later, like 2020, 2021, now do we discover that it was actually her who was abusing him, not the opposite. And because of that, the damage is already done. Like Johnny Depp lost so many deals. Johnny Depp's reputation was in the mud. And when he finally found out the truth, it was already too late. That's the problem with these things. People just like to listen to one side of the argument of the victim without listening to the accused, without like giving them a chance. Especially in some cases, I don't know why this always happens. It's similar too, and I'm sorry about this topic also. It's like similar when you go to court. It's like
Yeah,
with divorce courts. I don't know why it's on like divorce courts or like any courts like that. For example, in divorce courts, you don't listen to the man's argument most of the time or the
yeah.
husband's
Those listen to
argument.
they always listen to their wives. Yeah, like I swear to God, yeah. Like no matter like it's always the woman who gets the kids at the first at the start. That's why that's why in divorces, especially in America or something like that, yeah. The woman always weaponized the kids, like saying, "If you divorce me, you're never going to see your kids again," yeah, something like that. Or like, if what's it called again, if you leave me, you're never going to see your kids again. And if I get the kids, I'm going to make sure they never see you again. And like they always use that as a way to weapon as weapon against the dad because they know like 99 like more than 50% of the chance time like not even 50 more than I think 60 or 70% of the time they're going to get the kids.
Yeah, and the
It's
thing
just messed up.
is, yeah, and because of the new things about feminism, and I'm talking about the toxic side of feminism. I'm not talking about the good equality side. I'm talking about the side that keeps calling all men bad, and the ones that keep demonizing men and fathers and so on. Is just like horrible. Because it's also another thing that I want to talk about is, um, yeah, I know it's a sensitive topic a little bit, but I'm gonna talk about rape. Now, I'm talking about the opposite side, where either men get raped by women or women falsely accusing men of rape
Yeah,
because of
just say
how
just
men,
say R word, don't say it fully, just say the R word.
the R word, okay.
Yeah, not
Anyways,
retard, the R word, the other R word.
sexually assaulted.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Just
when
say
men
SA because like YouTube might get what's it again flagged by YouTube.
demonetized,
No, we don't even make
mhm.
money anyway. Not talking about demonetized. We might get flagged.
Anyways,
Uh,
okay,
yeah,
okay. So
SA.
when usually because of the recent the demonization of men and cancellation of a lot of men in Twitter and so on and so forth, and those really toxic thing that's happening in these websites,
Mm,
people like don't listen to men's side anymore of anything. If a woman assaults, okay, a man, people are like gonna be like, I bet he liked it, or something like that,
mm,
and that's if they don't believe him. Like if they do believe him, it's so bad that people are like, oh, I bet he liked it, or oh, I wish it's something like that. It's like it's like they think it's okay for this to happen. It's so messed up. And let's not talk about the worst part. The other worst part is when women falsely accuse men of assaulting them. Everyone
yeah,
hears the woman's argument, and a man could end up. I think this happened before. A man, I think, ended up more than 10 years, 10 years in prison. He was in high school. He was just accused, and then
yeah,
10 years in prison, and he was released because he was innocent. 10 years later, and the woman barely took any punishment because of that. Excuse my phone notification. I'm not sure if you heard it. But
yeah. Go
such
on.
a
I heard.
thing I hate about this society and cancel culture is how they side with one argument and not the other. Because in the end of the day, like if the court decided to hear the man's side of the argument instead of
Mm,
just being, or like people in the internet, like heard the other argument, Johnny Depp wouldn't, for example, have lost so much money. So many, so many, like countless of hundreds of men wouldn't be in jail or like have fees or sorry, what they called fined or lose their jobs, but because of false assault accusation. This is why I hate cancel culture. I don't support it at all. It's like it's so toxic. It's so bad.
yeah. But let's play. Let me play shitlands advocate or like it's called again. No, not shit. Not devil's advocate. Let me play. Let's see from this point of view. Sometimes like even that like you talk about like when someone gets essay or something like that. Sometimes us men, unfortunately, we don't held our friends accountable when they do stuff like that. Like we see them doing stuff or have intentions to do like stuff like essay and all that stuff, and we just let them do it. And when it happens, like we just keep quiet. Like we sometimes we as well we have to hold other men accountable. Like I'm not saying like what's called it's just like women what's called how do I say it falsely accusing men of essay, but like at the same time like we have to do better as well by holding our friends accountable when they do stuff like that. At the same time, women should do that as well. Like if they know their friend like falsely accuse someone of essay, like they should call that out. Like You get me?
Or even worse, they should like prevent women from assaulting men. Also, that's a thing that happens.
Do you all this
And
needs
I
brother?
think
Do you
society should stop looking at men as enjoying getting assaulted by women or anything like that. That's just wrong.
yeah, that is true. That is true. I swear, man, because like some men just committed suicide from all that, like it's just like because like when it happens, like like how men are supposed to be like tough and all that stuff, like tough,
Hmm.
strong, like that, and then when it happens, it's like it was like it's like someone's destroyed your manhood, or someone's like just how do I say? So it's like overpowered you. You just
Assaulted
feel
you,
like something. You just feel so weak, like
violated.
violent. Yeah, no, okay. We don't have to go into depth, but like you feel so weak. You're like, damn, that was what happened, something like that, and it's just I don't know, man. It's just not. And you're like, it's like you couldn't say no, or what's it called again, or like you just felt powerless. And like as a man, like every man wants to be powerful. Like every guy has dreamed about what's called again, him going into battle, destroying what enemy, something like that. But like when you're playing games and something like in thinking he's Kratos or his name, he's what's called again, your man from what's that film
Sparta.
again? Yeah, Spartan. Yeah. You're thinking he's what's called again, Maximus from Gladiator, or your man King Leonidas from 300. Yeah, and so
Hmm.
every guy has dreamed of being like a leader, something like that. And then something like that happens, and you're just like, what happened? Like I was so powerless, and it just sucks, man.
And the fact that, like you said, men are expected to hold back their emotion and not talk about it causes them to bottle up most of their feelings, which is why, like, out of the self-offing rate, oh no, sorry, out
Mm.
of like self taking your own life, people
Seppuku, you meant seppuku.
seppuku. Yeah, I guess we don't want to. I don't know what way of saying this. I guess seppuku. Yeah, out of everyone, after between men and women, men like do more game overs to themselves than women
Hmm. That's true.
because of this, because how they think it's like that. It's like people keep thinking about how tough men they are and how men don't like should be like this and that, and women aren't held accountable for some stuff too. That's the other problem. People, I don't know why, but people start being soft towards women, and when it comes to them doing wrong things, essentially. Now, of course, it's changed from years. Okay, it's way improved for both sides. Like both sides are getting held accountable, but it's just that people have this idea of how most women are innocent, and now men
Mm.
getting demonized more and more. It's like crazy.
Yeah,
And that's not even talking about cancel culture between races. That's a whole nother thing, bro.
that's one of the things, and that's something I don't have enough knowledge to talk about, and it says sometimes if you don't know
Same, to
anything,
be
just keep
honest.
quiet.
Like, surprisingly, in our like areas where we live most of the time, not here. I'm talking about our own countries.
Yeah,
Racism isn't like a big thing like it is in other countries. It is a thing, of course.
well, it does
Racism
happen.
exists
It
everywhere.
does happen.
It
Like,
does happen. It's just
yeah.
not like a big topic. It's like,
It does happen. 'Cause I'll
it's
tell you,
just,
sorry, right? I probably said the story so many times on the podcast, yeah. But every one
Mhm.
time this Ramadan, yeah. One Ramadan, I was in the mosque, yeah, and we were praying Tahajjud, yeah. And I went out for a few minutes because it was so hot in the mosque, yeah. I was just sitting down on one of the walls, yeah, of the mosque, yeah. And some random white guy was like started screaming from across the road. He was saying some weird stuff. And I couldn't hear what he said. I was like, if you're a man, come here and fight me, yeah. I was like, and he's like, I'll be back in a few minutes, yeah. And this is before I hit this, like. This is like before I became before what's cooking how do I say Satan man before when he had hair. Now I'm
ah,
Satan man without the hair. So I knew best at the fight I get a bet. So he comes up, so he comes back, and I was still on the wall, and I just see him pops up, and he started screaming, said, "You want to fight me?" He's like, that wasn't me, that was my twin brother who said that's what I wouldn't fight you anyway. And he was drunk anyway, so like even if we did fight, probably had a chance to win. But like it's better to be safe than sorry, innit? And then he goes up and says, well, you Muzzies are killing yourself anyway, man. Might as well kill yourself right now. You're getting bombed in Syria and all that stuff. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, why you gotta be so racist? Like, why? Like, what's the reason? But yeah, it was funny. It wasn't funny. It was just weird. Like, why people do stuff like this? But what can you say?
mhm,
Some people are just donuts in it. Well, what can you do, man?
yeah. I don't know.
Especially
It's
when,
just
especially he was drunk as well. So that's another reason why.
Mhm. Thing is, people, especially on the internet, try to defend and talk about things that they are not knowledgeable about, and they either make themselves look bad, they either make other people look bad, or
Mhm.
they just piss off everyone and then like start a fight. That's why also cancel culture. The problem is that people who cancel people don't even know what they're talking about half of the time. Like sometimes you can find someone, for example, let's say an Arab guy who calls another Arab guy some word in Arabic, for example, right? Okay.
Like
And
Abdi, yeah.
then, yeah, Abdi. Okay, okay. Let's say Abdi, for example. Okay.
Does
Let's just
doesn't
use that
no,
word.
no like a context? Doesn't some Arabs use that as what's going to say slave to a person of color?
No, 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 no one
I
uses
swear
that.
they do. No, no, I swear some people do use it. Like I've heard complaints, like people will be like, why am I stuttering? They get, why am I stuttering? They get
They're
called
gonna go
Abdi
there
as a form
get
of
their
slave.
abd, but that's a different thing. We don't have slaves anymore, bro.
I know that, I know we don't have slaves, but like some people, some Arabs use that as a way what's going to insult people of color.
No, I never heard that before.
That's because just because you haven't heard it, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. You know
No,
that, right?
I literally never heard about it anywhere. I
No.
understand that they're like, okay, in the Arab world, it's the racism that's there. It's not about the color, the skin color, because like I'm gonna say this a million times. Okay,
There's
there are black
I know there's
Saudis,
black.
there are black
I know that.
Emiratis.
I
Okay,
know
now
that.
let me explain the thing
But
that comes with the
it's
racism
about
that
it's about
comes.
ethnicity, innit?
No, it's not even about the ethnicity part. Well, kind of. So like for example, let's take some Middle Eastern countries. I'm not gonna name any specific country. Sometimes, because due, for example, let's say that most of the population that's middle class or lower, like the highest population, are let's say Indians, for example, in some
Yeah.
certain country in the Middle East. Some Arabs would think themselves they're more superior due to class, because when they see an Indian, they're gonna be like, oh, they're poor, so they're gonna treat them worse than usual. It's like
Hmm.
that. It's not about the skin color. It's more about what these people, their class is the majority of them, and people like judge them like that. They treat them worse because of class mainly, and
Yeah.
that's a big problem, of course.
And you know the
Now,
thing is,
Abdi,
do you think it's right before you go that you know, I swear to God, yeah, people. I don't know why people are racist, yeah, especially if you're Muslim. Because like, remember in the Pharaoh sermon, what's it called? What's it called in Arabic? The Pharaoh sermon, Khutbat al-Wada or something like that. What's it called again? The one
خطبة
the
الوداع.
Prophet.
خطبة
Khutbat al-Wada.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Khutbat al-Wada. I was a bit off. I was a bit off by saying waja and saying wada. But anyway, the Prophet says there's no what's called again. There's no difference between an Arab or what's called again a black person or something like that, or a person of color. Yeah, and the only person who fears is one who fears Allah more. And yet people still justify racism or still justify
There's
people
another
being what's
thing.
called again
The Prophet
saying
said
Arabs are
that
more
he
superior.
was. Mhm. Also, the Prophet said that Allah sent him for all of mankind.
Exactly. Not just for and like you know like how some people just think, but I think the people are just that's just people of ignorance who think like Islam is just for people of Arabs. Well, in reality, Islam for people it's called for the whole mankind. But there's another issue I have I swear with people who are ignorant racist. I live where do I live again? I live in this world, yeah. I live in this dunya, but my soul's in the akhirah.
Yeah. Bruh. You're not dead, are you? It's not
Not yet,
Yom
not
Qiyamah,
yet.
is it?
Not yet, akhi, not yet. No, but like, what's going on? Yeah, I get, especially when I go to a mosque. Yeah, okay. A lot of people, what's going on, are always surprised when I have knowledge. Yeah, and they be like, I don't expect you to have this knowledge, and I ask them why, and they say because I don't speak Arabic because I'm black, and some of them are Asian. Yeah, and the funny thing is, yeah, what's going on? Islam spread to Africa before it spread to Asia. You know that, right?
Yeah, look, like,
Like,
I was
like,
gonna
like,
talk about that also.
like like for example like the first Islamic regime, yeah, or outside of Saudi Arabia was in Africa. You know that it was Abyssinia. The first Muslim ruler was
Abusina?
Abyssinian. Was yeah Abyssinian, yeah, him from what's called in Ethiopia, modern day Ethiopia, and he was black. And like
Yeah,
a lot of,
Ethiopia, yeah.
I know a lot of people. I know probably because of ignorance, they don't know about Islam properly. They look down on people who are, especially of people who are of dark origin, of African origin. Like if
I'm
you're
not
not
sure about
knowledgeable,
dark origin. I'm surprised, to be
black
honest.
people, yes, they do. Don't lie, Mister Dubai. You know that that's true, bro.
I'm not lying. I'm just saying from what I saw from my experience and from others, the only
Yeah,
people we usually look, maybe because I come from the Middle East and we're very diverse most of the time, okay?
yeah,
Like we have a lot of Filipinos, Indians, Pakistanis, okay,
mm,
and like and so on and so on. The only
yeah.
people that I get surprised seeing in the mosque is a white guy, like pure white guy, like a British, Irish, French.
I
That's
know,
when we
but
get surprised. But the
that's
thing
because you live in
is,
no, but that's
but
because you live
yeah,
in a Muslim country. Like if you lived in like what's called a country that's not Muslim, like America, you see most of the people who are you find that are Muslim are usually what's called again, are usually from Asian or Arab, what's called Asian, like South Asian or Arab heritage.
hmm
Yeah, you rarely like I don't say it's rare, but like it's less common to see a person who's what's called who's black in one of those
yeah,
mosques.
okay,
The thing
yeah,
is like
okay. Oh, if that's what you mean, then yeah, I
I
agree
think
with
is
you.
I
But
think
some
is you can't
people,
yeah. Sorry, go on.
some people, okay, there are two type of like. Let's talk about those type of Muslims, for example. There are those two type of Muslims. The ones who, for example, when they see a white guy who's Muslim, be surprised, but in a good way. They're like, "Oh my God, you're Muslim?" Okay, like in a good way. They're like happy, for example, like they found out there is this person from this population who's like this, or this person who just assumes that everyone from this country is like ignorant or something, and then when they see them as inferior Muslims, essentially.
That is true,
You
man.
know,
That is true.
like instead of being
But
happy for that person, for example, being Muslim, or assuming that he's just Muslim and being like, oh, that's nice, I met a new Muslim brother, they're like,
mhm.
oh, this Muslim brother, I bet he doesn't know how to pray, or oh, and like that. See what I mean?
Well, let's say the Muslim brothers don't know how to pray. Yeah, the
And
Prophet
even
said.
in
I
that
think
situation,
no. I don't. Either it's the Prophet, it's a hadith of the Quran that says you should be harsh on a non-believer but gentle with your brother. That's how it's supposed to be. Like no matter what, you should be gentle with your brother, unless he becomes a non-believer. And the thing is, like, what's cooking? I've seen this. I've seen this a few times. Eh? If a white, like, I'm not saying this is white people's fault. I'm just saying sometimes if a white person becomes a revert, everyone would be like so joyous, blah blah. Yeah, 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 'cause, yeah, he's so nice, like that. Yeah, like you probably learned Islam because you probably became Muslim because you learned Islam, blah blah blah. You went through a
they
lot.
don't
But if
assume
a
he's
person,
born into Islam.
yeah, not even that. He learned Islam properly, and that's why he's very knowledgeable. But like, if it was a person of color, especially if the person was black, they say, "Oh, probably he learned it because he was in jail or something like that." Like, they never what's called think that probably he was intellect. He used his intellect in order to think about what's called again becoming Islam. Because even the Quran says, like, even if we did not send you a messenger, right? If we gave you intellect and you thinking and we gave you intellect to think and you using that intellect will lead to you thinking that there's a creator on this planet. I know it's just weird. Like I really dislike it. I know it's not everyone, yeah, but like when it happens, like I'm just so confused because like I'd love to know how to speak Arabic. I really do, like, because what's called again, like majority of all the books, yeah, and what's called again is in Arabic, yeah. And like you won't grasp the full meaning. You can never grasp the full meaning in English. You have to just know the Arabic, 'cause, like like Arabic is such what's called again. It's like how do I say it? It's very
Complex.
not
It's
complex,
very
like very
descriptive,
descriptive.
yeah.
Yeah, very descriptive. Yeah, like compared to English and all that stuff. Like even Arabic have more words than English. That's why people say Arabs talk a lot.
Bro, Arabians find like, bro, if I open a book right now, I'll find a new Arabic word I never heard before, especially if it's
Exactly.
from the old days.
Exactly, yeah. So like you wouldn't know that, but like obviously I can't. But like obviously I don't use that as excuse not to get more knowledge because it says what's called in the Quran it says وَلِكُلِّ دَرَجَاتٍ مِمَّا عَمِلُوا وَلِيُوَفِّيَ أَعْمَالَهُم وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. I mean, we will judge you based on your circumstances and how you were brought up. But like basically for me, like obviously I can't learn Arabic. I've tried to learn Arabic and I fail, yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, what are my options? I still have books of
Bro,
English, so I'm still going to learn them
you're
books.
really good at Arabic compared to most people. Most people can't read. You can read. That's like a good thing.
I know there's a
That's a
difference, yeah, but there's a difference
that's the
between reading
hardest
Arabic, yeah,
part, in
and
my opinion. knowing how to
Yeah,
read
but you don't
Arabic
know,
is like one of.
but you don't know what they're saying. Like it's just like you're just reading
Okay,
something.
that part is also difficult, but it's
That,
like
that's the hardest part, I think, man.
at least you're trying. At least you're
I know,
trying.
I
Some
know, I
people
know.
don't
I'm
even
trying.
try.
I know that's yeah, obviously
Even
because I
Muslim
said
people, sorry, even Arabs who know Arabic don't even touch the Quran and stuff like that. And then you feel like, bro, Allah gifted you. You tell me this even though, and Alhamdulillah, I'm a Muslim. I don't know why you
mm,
keep telling me this. It's like, you know Arabic. Why don't you utilize it? And then I give you
yeah,
this
yeah.
weird
That's what.
look, cause like I literally have half of my, I literally read all the things that I have in Arabic. I don't know what you're on about, but but I get you. Like like when you see an Arab person who's like wasting like their time and not even trying to like read the Quran or anything, and they know Arabic. It's like easy for them. They can just open the Quran and read
Yeah,
because they know Arabic,
yeah.
and they don't do it. You're
Like
like,
books in English,
oh,
yeah, are like the books that translate in English are more expensive than ones in Arabic. You know that, right? Like they're
wait,
just
really?
like for example, like if you find Arabic, like yeah, because remember, like all the books I have that are in Arabic, yeah, they cost me like what's called like let's say it cost me like a fiver, yeah. But if I was to buy that same book in English, it cost me like a tenner because they had to translate it. Because like I was trying to get the
Interesting. I don't know. Oh,
I
interesting. I
forgot
didn't know
I,
that.
f- I, f- I forgot I forgot the book at home. Yeah, I'm getting when I go back. Hopefully, I'm sure I'm gonna get it. It's called Hayat al-Sahaba. It's like three. There's like three ones that talks about the Prophet, the lives of the Sahaba. And I really I forgot. I just forgot it at home. I was supposed to bring it here to Georgia so I can read
Mm-hmm.
it, but I forgot. But hopefully, inshallah, I get it back. Yeah, like just I just really like hopefully in this year I just really want to brush up on two things more importantly, like three things more importantly, more Quran and what's called again and Tawheed and what's called Quran Tawheed and what's called again fiqh and what's called again
Mm-hmm.
Sirah. Because what's called again,
Yeah, I want to read
like how
more
do I say it?
Quran. Yeah,
It's like
continue.
they're like intertwined with each other, right? They're like intertwined with each other, like because like Tawheed is derived from what's called the Quran and Hadith in it, and what's called and Hadith as well is derived from the Quran and what's called sorry
It's
Hadith is
from
Hadith sorry
Allah.
Hadith is right
Sorry,
no
not
sorry
Hadith.
Hadith
My
I know
bad,
Hadith is
Ops.
derived from the Quran and Hadith is derived from the Quran and the Sirah, like the life of Prophet, because for example Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because like some hadiths,
I
like
used
look at them at face value, you won't understand them properly until what's called and you see how they were implicated.
context.
No, like yeah, you see the
Also
context of how they were
context.
implicated. Not implicated. How they? I know context, but what's that word? Implicated. Implicated, like when they were not
I,
implicated. What's that word again?
I understood you. Like when you watch, it's like when you
How
read,
they are
like for
used, like how they
example,
were
a
used. Yeah,
philosophy of someone. Like for example,
yeah,
like let's say a political one. Like for example, capitalism.
yeah,
When you read capitalism and then
yeah.
watch it in action, it's like you start understand capitalism more. It's like that, you know. You read a book on how to cure someone and then you watch a doctor do it. You understand how this works. When
Yeah.
you read the Quran
Yeah, how they were
and Hadith and see how the
implemented. That's the word.
Prophet lived,
That's the word.
yeah,
Yeah,
when you read Quran and Hadith and then you read how the
yeah,
Prophet lived and how he did everything, you understand more about your deen, your religion, because you have your role model. Because in the end of
yeah.
the day, like we're humans, we learn from each other, and what best person to learn the religion from better than
The
let
prophet.
me rephrase my English. And what better person to learn Islam from and take as a role model than Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Yeah, that is true, man. That is true. The
I
thing
like
is,
how
what's
we
cooking?
went from
The thing
cancel
is like,
culture to
what's
Islam.
the thing is like some people sure what's cooking. Oh well, there's actually hadith. There's a hadith. Yeah, I was thinking. I remember this hadith like says, if two or more of you guys were to come together, yeah, and do not talk about Allah subhanahu wa taala or talk about the deen, yeah, then you've wasted. Then it was a wasted time.
Really?
Like at the end of the day,
Was
like
it
you should be
sahih?
grateful to Allah because like yeah, there's hadith. Yeah, it's a
It's
Sahih.
sahih.
I don't think it was
Uh,
Sahih, but I know it's not Daif. I don't know. I don't think it was Sahih. But I know it's not a weak hadith anyway. But even if it was,
uh.
let's say hypothetically it was a weak
No,
hadith,
no,
right?
no. I'm just
But at the same
asking.
time,
I'm
like
just
every day you
curious
should,
because I never heard that
bro. You have
saying
don't you
before.
have?
So I was
I
just
gave.
asking.
Where's that? Can I ask you a question? Do you know the hadith book I gave you? Did you read it? Be honest. Be honest.
To be honest, no, I read
Nah,
the
don't worry.
app. The app that I have, I read it more often. The book
Yeah,
I stopped
but
at the same.
like
I stopped like at two or like read like five or four more hadiths, and then I started using the app. The
yeah,
hadith book you
and
gave me
you
also, what do you call it? I was gonna read it in the plane. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna take it and read it in the plane, when I'm going, and then I forgot it.
mm,
I literally left it on the table
yeah,
before I left.
in your house.
Yeah, because I put it beside my bag, and then because I moved my bag and I was looking
Oh,
for my wallet, okay, I was
I
gonna
thought you
take it. I
lost
was
it
gonna be
in the
like,
plane. I'd be like,
no, 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 no. It's in my house. So look, I put it in the table, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it with me and read it when I'm like traveling. So I put it on the table, and then I was looking for something, and then I was kind of in a rush, so I just took the bag, and my other bag found that thing, and then left and forgot it. So it's still there, though. It's still there.
yeah, yeah. So I
But
thought you
the
lost
app
it.
I
Like,
gave you
damn,
also is very
I thought
handy,
we were friends.
man. It translates. It's really good.
Yeah, I do. But like,
Alhamdulillah.
yeah, it does translate. But like, what's calling the problem with that app
The
is like
problem, yeah,
sometimes
it's
you're
very
looking for a
random.
specific hadith.
It's
It just gives
very
you random.
random.
It's just like you're just looking for. Yeah, I just want like a specific hadith. Yeah, I just can't find it like on the internet. But like,
It's
if I
like
had the
one
books
day
like
one
properly
hadith
in English,
about prayer, and then the other day one hadith about your wife or something.
or like or Yawm al or like on the day of judgment, something like that,
Like
or like
one
when
one
you're in Jannah.
hadith
You
is
know what's
about
funny?
your neighbor, and then another hadith is about Ya'juj and Ma'juj.
That's fair, bro. That's fair. It's so random, but Alhamdulillah, I still like reading it. But there's one hadith what's called again. There's one. The thing that's what goes back to my previous point. Like I saw, Tafsir, Ibn Kathir, right? One a famous scholar, right?
Mm-hmm.
May Allah, may his soul rest in peace, inshallah. What's cooking? He did what's cooking. He had a tafsir about the whole Quran, yeah. Now I was looking for that whole completion, yeah. Now the Arabic one was 150, yeah, okay, but the English one was nearly 300, like nearly double the price, bro. I swear to God, wallahi, it was like nearly double the price. I'm like,
I have
bro,
no
I ain't got that
idea
cash.
about the book prices. From what I heard, from what I know, like in the Arab world, most Islamic books, English or Arabic, similar price, but they were never cheap.
They're never cheap. No, but they're
But
like
the
cheap.
thing is,
They're
I think
way
outside
cheaper.
is
They're way
look,
cheaper
look.
in
I
Saudi.
think outside is gonna be more expensive because, technically speaking, it's more rare, and you guys don't have as much like translated books as we do. Because
Yeah,
look, if I like literally go to any mall, I'll find so many translated versions of the Quran and the Hadith. But if you go to a mall in Ireland,
yeah.
like that,
Not true.
or
They
you
don't
go
even
to a
have that
mall in
one. They wouldn't
America,
even have a book.
yeah,
They wouldn't
or
even
you
have
go
it.
to a
It's
mall in
rare.
America and so on, you will either not find the book, and even if you find the bookstore that sells these books, you'll find very rare and few options.
You know what's funny? Yeah? Most of the knowledge, but Alhamdulillah, like in Ireland, they always have like
But you
these
have Sheikh
pamphlets with
Google,
like
by
from
the way.
ICC, yeah, what's going like
Hmm.
from the Sheikh Google, man. Sheikh Google will take you to what's called will take you to brother what's brother Bid'ah, and brother Bid'ah will take you down the road that you
Jahannam.
don't want to go. Random, yeah, yeah. But but like in Ireland, like there's books that are from the ICC Islamic Community Center. Like you can find them in random mosques. Like that's where I got most of my knowledge from, like from these random pamphlets. Because I remember, like
Hmm.
I used to read them a lot when I was a kid, and I just got
Oh,
I have like a whole collection of them.
I love
Like
those
the one I
random
showed you once.
tablets. They're so small, right? And then they have like some random
Yeah,
information. I love
a lot of
those.
knowledge in it. Like I still like there's one that I used like I remember back when I was doing the khutbah, I used to I used to use that book, right, as like a foundation for me to find other things. For example, like do you know it's not good to go to the mosque which with a it's not good to go to the mosque with a smelly breath. You know that, right? You're supposed to
Yep,
clean your teeth
especially with onions.
because
That's why, and garlic. There is something
yeah, and
special.
garlic, yeah,
Yeah,
because it can prevent because it can what's called because it
the
can have
angels. Something
at
about
first
the
infection.
angels.
No, not ages as well. Like the guy next to you, you won't be able to concentrate
No,
because
no, well,
your
beside
breath
that,
is
I'm talking about the
smelling.
angel part. It's like,
Yeah, the
you
angel as well.
shouldn't
Yeah, but
go,
the guy
and
next
then,
to you.
for example, you shouldn't go to the bathroom, or you shouldn't, sorry, go to prayer. Why you want to go to the bathroom? Because you won't concentrate on the prayer. Or the
Yeah,
person
yeah. Or
who's
like
in the
you
first,
shouldn't eat
the
like if you're
earlier
hungry,
go. Mhm. If you're hungry,
or
continue.
like if
Ah,
you're
same
hungry.
thing.
Yeah, like if you're
Yeah.
hungry, you should eat first. Like remember the hadith that we were on about. We listened. Remember when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was about to eat, yeah, and they called the prayer, and it says what's cooking, and the guy was and one of the Sahaba was like, yeah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's time for prayer. He says, do you want me to what's cooking? What did he say again? Do you want me to finish? Do you want me to what's cooking make wudu again? Also, I was cooking do wudu twice. And then he was like, then you just ate your food and then went to pray. So yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I remember that hadith where the Sahaba were about to pray. They went to made wudu after they ate, but the Prophet didn't because he was already on wudu. He didn't have to do wudu again. There's also the hadith, the same hadith, also like about like you said, where the guy just. Why did I just say guy?
Yeah, this,
I meant to say Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and I said guy. Oh my God. Astaghfirullah. Anyways,
yeah.
when the Prophet didn't immediately go to prayer because there was still time and he was, I don't remember all the hadiths. Anyways, I forgot there's this one thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. I also remember when we had those pamphlets, and then I remember where it said the earlier you go to the mosque, the better. And then, like, going to the first row is like sacrificing. Not sacrificing. It's like donating a whole camel, and then going to the second row is like a cow, and then a sheep, and so on and so
Yeah, I heard
forth.
about that. I heard about that. Well, yeah, I heard the hadith as
And
well.
then
Yeah.
until yeah, it's like encouraging people to go to the first row. Bro, why are adults sometimes like very racist towards kids? Not racist, I mean like
Cause like,
bro, one
yeah,
time I was
cause
in
like, cause
oh,
you want to go to the first row, they just told you to go back. Yeah.
yeah, one time I was in Egypt
Yeah.
and I was in the first row, okay? And I was so
Okay.
happy. I was like, "Oh damn, I'm the first row today." Because usually in Egypt the mosques are busy, and my grandpa plays in the back because they're the chairs. The chairs are put back, okay? Like it's like in
Yeah.
Egypt, there's so many chairs. It's like it's a weird thing to be honest. It's like, but there's no
Hmm.
space, so they usually put like rows of chairs in the back because there's a lot of old people. So I went in the front, and I said hi to that one guy I know, like the sheikh of the masjid. Okay, and then I started praying
Hmm.
at the front. I was so happy. I was like, yeah, I pray in front. And then this guy just comes in. He tells me to go to the back, and then tells me to go to the back, and then takes my place and prays. Oh, bro, I was so mad. I couldn't concentrate on the prayer. I was like, bro, what the hell did you just do? And then I complained to my parents and my
Like
grandpa. I
you took
said,
my thing.
like, bro, this is not right. This is not Islam. I
Okay.
remember that day. I kept
I know. It's just like
complaining about it.
just old people do that, man. Oh yeah. Before we
It's
go,
wrong, by the
we
way.
hit
It's
60.
it's
We
better
hit
to encourage them
60.
when you.
We hit. Yeah.
Hmm?
Well,
Yeah, I was
before we go,
saying
yeah,
like
we hit 60. We hit 60 subscribers. So thank you for everyone
subscribers.
who subscribed. Uh,
A
I don't know, man.
60.
Subscribers,
That's
whatever. Well, that's 9 more, yeah. 69, yeah. Is that what you want to say?
yep.
Don't wanna.
I was gonna say 70. 10 more subscribers. Come on. No, I was gonna say we're like now we're 40% to the 100 subscriber mark.
Yeah,
40%. Damn. But
yeah.
by the way,
We're famous now.
like
Like we're famous now. Like if you search into reality podcast, our podcast will come out. So I'm actually famous, you know. So to everyone who has my number, please delete it. We're not on the same level anymore. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm your sponsor though.
Uh, unfortunately, yeah. But what's cooking? Yeah, like I don't even like you like even though my what's cooking even though my Instagram account is in below, I don't really accept people who I don't know because like that's
Yeah,
just
I
my
never
life
do
in it.
that.
Like
I don't have a single
I just
person that
come.
I.
I
Mhm.
also go on. Sorry, go on.
I
Sorry.
know. I was just saying I don't have a single person I add like or follow of like they follow me unless I know them.
Yeah, same with me, bro. Like I swear to God, because like I don't know you. Like I don't know what you want. Like what are you? What do you want? But yeah, that's how it is.
Mhm.
But yeah, sorry, what were we talking about? I forgot.
Uh,
Oh
I
yeah.
was saying like how we
Have you
started this
have you watched
video.
Squid Game?
Of
Wait, have
course,
you watched
I've
Squid
watched
Game?
Squid Game. Who hasn't
Oh
watched
my
Squid Game?
days, Squid Game. Bro, some people haven't watched it. I don't even know why, man. They're
Yeah,
they're
bro.
waste,
Look,
man.
this
If
the
you haven't watched
game.
Squid
Look,
Game,
to anyone who didn't watch it, okay, I'll tell you the
yeah.
plot essentially. So you have the squid
No,
guy,
I read it.
yes,
No, no,
okay, and then the
wait.
squid
I
guy
read,
plays games, okay. So this squid guy plays couple of games, okay, with some green jacket guys. These are other like crustaceans, like crab guy. You have
yeah,
SpongeBob
like
guy. You
Squid,
have plankton
we got
guy. You
Squidward,
know.
we got Pearl.
No, no, that's the main character. You spoiled the name. God damn it. Okay, so this squid guy plays with this Mr. Crab guy, this yellow annoying guy. They call him Sponge guy. Okay, and then you have the starfish guy, and then you have a random ass squirrel,
Mhm,
and then some other characters. Okay, so in this
mhm,
one, he plays to survive essentially. So because they're so annoying and they make his life so miserable, and you have to do some daily tasks like playing the clarinet and painting, so you can make your
mhm.
sanity level higher than average. If your sanity level goes low enough, it's game over, and that's the lore essentially. Yep.
Yeah,
So that's
basically,
why
yeah.
you should watch
But we
Squid
did.
Game. Okay.
I did. Uh, we did a whole podcast about it. Like, so if any of you guys want to watch it, like, it's the previous one, like 2 weeks ago, about Squid Game. But I just want to talk about, yeah. Spoiler alert: if you haven't watched it, click off and or like go to the next time span frame or whatever they call it, timestamp,
Turns
time
out it's
frame,
SpongeBob.
whatever. No, come on. It's not
Okay,
stupid.
like seriously, I think he's gonna make big spoilers. Okay, so we're warning you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
10,
No, no, no.
9,
No, it's not
8.
like a huge. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm making the countdown
7.
for the spoiler.
Okay, 6,
5, 4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2, 1.
1.
It's
Okay.
0, 0. Spoiler alert. Yo, before I say spoiler, I binge watched it in one whole night. I finished it in one night, yeah. And I
I
remember I had
finished it
class the
in
next
two
day. But
days.
anyway, yeah. You see, get on my level, bro. You're a noob. But anyway, yeah. Do you know that episode, yeah? Gumbo, yeah? With the marble episode, yeah? You know what? I haven't. I was crying that episode. Like, not crying, there's like tears in my eyes, yeah. That episode made me tear up, I swear.
That
Because
episode
what's called again?
legitimately almost made me cry, but
Yeah.
when we saw the ending of the series, it became not
Because
sad anymore. It's like a
yeah,
useless episode.
not that. You know what it reminded me
Except
of? I remember watching my phone.
our Bangladesh homie.
Ali, do you know what it reminded me of? Do you know that? Do you know in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Yeah, when your man,
Yep.
what's called Roy Mustang was like, what did he say again? It's a sad day for rain, something like that. I'm just paraphrasing. And then Hawkeye was like, but it's not
Uh-huh.
raining today. And what's called again? Hawkeye said, but it is, yeah. And then you see tears coming down his eyes. I was like me, bro. Tears just come down my eyes because it was so sad. Because like the old man, yeah. So again, Jihun tricked the old man, yeah. It turns out the old man actually knew he was getting tricked, yeah.
Yeah, and
And
then
he's like, "We're gumbos." And then he goes away. And then the other part where Ali gets betrayed, yeah. And then he gets shot.
Ali
And
betrayed
then the
was
other
so
girl,
sad also. Unless and
it's
then
like, bro,
that one
Ali.
girl, no one gave a shit about her.
No, I don't really care
The
about that.
North
That
Korean
was,
girl
I
and
was, I
that
was
other
boring.
random girl. Yeah, no one
The
gave a
North and
shit.
South Korean, I don't really care. And I don't really care about that. Was boring, man.
The old man was way too
That was so
sad. The
bad, man. I
old
swear to
man
God.
was
They tried
way.
they tried to make us bro, they tried to make us fall in love with them. Like, bro, we only saw them for like 2 episodes, something like that. Like, come on, man. Like
Hmm.
for all the rest, there was like a backstory. Ali had a backstory. What's it called again? Someone had a backstory. There's a girl from South Korea, but what was her backstory? She killed her dad. She killed her mom. No, her dad killed her mom. She
North
killed her
Korea.
dad. She doesn't. No,
No, the
no, that's
North
no the
Korean
South Korean
girl.
girl. The North Korean girl. No, the North Korean girl. She came from North Korea, and her dad was shot, and her mom got sent to back to North Korea.
Hmm.
The one from South Korea is
The
the one
South,
where
the
her
other
dad killed her
girl,
mom. Yeah,
and then she killed
yeah.
her dad. That's
They
it. Oh
tried to
my
make us
God,
like
so
feel.
sad.
Yeah. Oh my dude, I'm gonna cry. That did not make me sad at all, bro. And then some people try to make them
Bro,
gay.
I was
Like,
like,
come on, bro, don't push it that
how
much.
are they gonna clutch this? You know, I was like, how are we gonna clutch this? Especially with Ali and Singwon. But the thing is, Singwon was also sadistic from the
Sangwoo
beginning.
Sung.
Like Sangwoo-san. Yeah,
Then,
so Sangwoo,
yeah,
he was sadistic from the
yeah.
beginning. You knew, like when he made Jihon go like to the
to,
umbrella
to
and
the
didn't even
umbrella.
warn him. He knew.
Mm.
He knew, by the way. Like you saw it when he said umbrella. He was shocked. He's like, "You sure you want to umbrella?"
Yeah,
And
you
then
should have
he's
just
like,
told
"Yeah,
him.
I want the umbrella."
I think Sun Woo knows what he was trying to do, but like he just like
He wanted,
it's like okay,
like,
it's
he
yellow.
wanted people to get eliminated, but he still,
Yeah, so it'd be like
saw him as like a friend, like a brother. So
yeah.
that's what happened.
But yeah, oh, anyways, bro, like at least Sun Woo died. Oh yeah, that was sure. I just I'm spoiling. Sun Woo gets murked, kills himself, and like I can't wait for season 2 to come out though.
I don't wait. There is a season two?
Mm.
No way.
Obviously, there's gonna be season 2, bro. Because think about it, like
I'm
he
not
said
sure.
he's gonna come back. He's gonna end the game.
Well, they're most probably not gonna do it. Okay, now the
Why do
things
you think that?
okay, you guys already talked about Squid Game, bro. Aren't we supposed to talk about this player with cancer? Or I don't know him though.
No, the old man. The old man was. No, the thing is, like,
I
we could have
said
made a
player
podcast
with
about it.
cancer. Like, I'm talking about the actual football player.
Oh no, we already talked about it, didn't we? At the start, right?
Yeah, but I have no idea like what happened exactly. Like, who's this guy?
Well, he plays for us in Bournemouth, and he's like 24, unfortunately. Yeah, he's very young. That's the thing. He's very young and got cancer, but he said it's like it's a prognosis says it was what's called. It looks good, so hopefully, inshallah, you get into remission and then he'll be cancer free.
Inshallah, if you got it at the early stage, then that's a good point.
Yeah, like early stage, so inshallah, he'll be cancer free. Yeah. But it's like, but nowadays, bro, you just keep seeing everyone keeps getting cancer, man. It's just, like it's not like it's like cancer is very rare, yeah. But like when you hear it, it just shockwaves down it just sends shockwaves down your spine. Like
Shivers down your
cancer sucks,
spine.
man. Shivers down your spine, shockwaves down your spine. Same
So
thing,
shock.
but it's like
I was gonna say shockwave is such a horrible disease instead of cancer.
yeah, like yeah, it's like I think like the cancer rate in what's called again the cancer rate, like for example, like let's say for most countries, yeah, in Australia, per 100,000 people, yeah, only like around 500 get cancer. Like that is pretty low, yeah. And like in the percentage of people who have cancer, it's only like
Wait, you
5.5%
just
of
said per
people in the world.
1,000 people, 500 get cancer. That's
100,000.
like
What?
50%.
Yeah, no, for
It's not
100,000,
low,
100,000,
50%.
100,000. Like only
100,000.
500. Like for 100,000, only 500, like 500. Like the
Oh, then
percentage of
that's
people
like
with
what,
cancer,
5% maybe.
and like no, like well, the percentage of people with cancer, I think it's like 5.5% of people in this world have cancer. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. Like I'm just looking at the statistics right here. Yeah, I don't think there's what's called there's what's called there's like a global statistics, but like it says according to what's called our world India data.org, and this was published. This was last updated in 2018. Yeah, it says in 2017, 9.6 million people are estimated to have died from the various forms of cancer. Every sixth death in the world is due to cancer, making it the second leading cause of disease, second only to cardiovascular disease such as heart attack, stroke, and pulmonary embolism. Yeah, and then what's
Mm-hmm.
called again? Cancer. I'm almost. I can't get the statistics yet, but what's called again? Yeah, cancer kills. What's called again? Cancer kills like 9.5 million people per year. Yeah, but cardiovascular disease consists of 17.79. Yeah. Like the second disease is 3.91 as well. Like cancer, like it's not like what's called again. It's not like a lot, but it's still better than nothing. And then most people get cancer are usually tracheal, bronchus, and lung cancer. So it's usually due to what's called again, smoking and inhaling fumes and all that stuff. But still,
Yep.
man, cancer is bad. No one wants to get cancer. Like not, bro. I don't even. No one wants to get not even cancer of what's called again what's called again. Not even hair cancer, but like that's like the least one. Yeah, you can just shave your hair. Not even that. I don't want. I don't even want cancer on my worst enemy, bro. Because like it just sucks, man. I swear to God. But hopefully, inshallah,
Mm-hmm.
man, may Allah protect us from cancer and protect our families and all of them. And whoever has cancer, may Allah, inshallah, what's going, may Allah, inshallah, what's going, cure them. Or if they're Muslim,
Inshallah.
inshallah, it'll be like zakadjiki for them. I don't know how to say zakadjiki in English, but what's called, you like the hadith says like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not what's called let a thorn prick a believer without what's called compensating them. So inshallah, they'll be
Ah, okay.
compensated with that. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, before you now we're in a low note. Let's bring it high. Yeah. You play basketball, don't you? Right?
No, you play basketball.
You're supposed to. You played basketball, haven't you? When you're in
Played.
Dubai.
Okay, yes, I did.
Yeah, and you still play now, yeah. So basically, yesterday I was playing basketball, right? And I had a team, right? And for some strange reason, my team was all right. Like we had a good, our team was okay, yeah. But our opponent's team was way better than us because they had it was like 3v3. They had shooters, yeah, people who could shoot, yeah. And they had this one
Mm,
guy called Alex, yeah. And Alex was Nigerian, right? He was massive, like he was about my height, yeah, but he was big, like he was
big,
massive. I'm
thick.
telling you, yeah. Like, and he was one thick boy. I'm telling you, bro, one thick, no homo, one thick boy, yeah. And I was the guy guarding him, yeah, and he was finding it difficult to guard him, yeah. But their team had shooters, like I think my roommate Mo, he was there, he could shoot something. He was a good shooter. He's an okay shooter. Then James is a good shooter. Then what's fucking the other guy, Alex, he was a good shooter and he was a good playmaker. So he was like a double threat, yeah. And plus it was dark, so we
Hmm.
couldn't see properly as well. And then I had a team. I had a guy named Victor. Yeah. Victor couldn't shoot. Victor couldn't dribble. And all Victor could do was how do I say it? Was
Pass,
how do I say it? Was he was a good
pass.
passer. Yeah. And then Lalin, yeah, Lalin, he's good. Yeah, all he's good was passing. Lalin couldn't dribble, so all he could do was pass, and he couldn't shoot as well. Yeah. And then there was me.
Mm.
Yeah. Me, MJ, and my team. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, there was one point at the time we were losing 6-1. We were sick down 6-1, bro. Yeah. And I don't know how yet, but I dragged my team. Yeah, I put them on the back, and we equalized 7-7. Yeah, but we lost the game 12-8. Yeah, because I was just knackered. Yeah, and I had no help, bro. I just had no help. It was so annoying because I did everything I could. Yeah, I shot. I was playmaker. I was a playmaker. I was shooting. I was defense. Oh my goodness. And I like to play point guard. Yeah, PG or SG. Right. I do not play
Hmm.
center, right? Because I'm not very good when it comes to as playing a center, right? Because I don't like
But
jumping
you
high. Yeah.
should be, to
So
be honest.
I know, but I like playing point guard or SG because that's like one of the best positions to play. Like you have the most of that's where you have the ball most of the time. PG or SG.
Yeah, but
So yeah, I like
but
I like
listen,
hogging the ball though.
point guard should be a guy who knows how to like make quick decisions and how to what's it called
Yeah, that's
properly
what
make
that's what I was doing.
wait,
Yeah, that was
listen
me.
1 second. Look, point guard usually is the guy who's like make sure everyone's coordinated and stuff. Point guard's whole job is to try to find the best position and try to create openings, okay? But for your size, it's best to be center because you're big
No,
boy. Like
no, no,
you make every
no, 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 but
if you're
like
center, no. If you're
no,
center,
no, no,
if
no,
you're
but like we're
center,
talking about
if you're
NBA and
center, you're
NBA.
making
I'm
everyone's
a PG or SG. But
let me ask you a question.
but NBA, I'm a PG or
Let me
SG.
ask you a question. Everyone's
Yeah.
4 foot except you. Everyone you're playing against 4 foot
No,
except you.
NBA, bro.
What would be
In
the best
NBA,
decision for your
in
team?
NBA, yeah,
Listen, listen,
bro,
listen, listen,
bro. I like,
listen.
bro,
Shh,
but
shh, 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 shh,
yes,
shh, 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 shh,
yeah.
shh. Listen to
Point
me.
guard, point guard,
Okay.
point guard, point guard. Yeah,
You're gonna play point guard. Everyone's like four
yeah.
foot,
Or shooting guard,
3 foot, and even though
bro.
like you can
They're
be
not short,
center
bro. They're not
literally.
point guard. Point guard is way
Can you
better.
listen to me for a second? You're not listening to me. Both teams, okay, have like the enemy
Mhm.
team, all of them are 4 foot, 3 foot, okay?
They're not 4 foot. You know they're not 4 foot. You know that
Listen
they're at least 6.
to me. Listen. I didn't say
Yeah.
NBA. I didn't say anything. Listen to me, okay? Your whole enemy team is 3 foot. Your team is 3 foot except you. Which would be best position for your team? You playing point guard or you playing center?
Me play point guard. Me play point guard because even they couldn't play center as well. My teammates couldn't play center. So they couldn't play anything point guard, even play center. Yeah. You know what's funny, right? Okay, I'll
So
tell you
even
something.
though
You know when
they
you the
can
thing.
literally
You know
just
when you
pass, even though they can literally just pass to you, and the enemy team would be almost impossible for them to take the ball from you, and you would be able to score because you're under the basket and make everyone's life easier. You would rather play point guard where you make your team at a
yeah,
disadvantage? Damn, you're
yeah. I'd
selfish.
rather play point guard, but I know I'm selfish. A point guard is supposed to be selfish. But you know what's funny, yeah?
No,
You know
point
when you're
guard
dribbling,
is
yeah, and like
point guard is the opposite
do you
of
when you do like
selfish. Point guard passes half of the time.
right? Yeah, but he has the
If you
ball
play
most of the time,
point guard
doesn't
and
he?
go for the ball, no, no. If you play point guard, then you go for like what's it called, layups,
I want
for
to be
the
like a PG
shots.
or
You're
SG, a
you're not
PG or
playing you're not playing PG properly.
I want to play like a PG or SG, like a shooting guard or a point guard. They're
Shooting
like my
guard, I
favorite positions.
understand
Like all
if
the
you're
rest,
kind of
I don't like
selfish
playing.
with the ball. If you're SG and you're
Yeah,
selfish with the ball,
that's
but
what
like
I
by
like.
shooting and stuff, okay, I understand.
But
But
we,
but
but like
why?
this is a,
Why do
but
you
like this
play
is like
these
three,
positions?
but this is like a 3v3, bro. You can only have a center, a guard, and a forward, yeah. And I want
Okay,
to
why
play the
don't you
guard,
play
yeah.
the center or the
But
center or like the shooting guard?
no, I'm not going to play the center because center is boring, yeah. And the forward,
What do you mean? You're
you know,
tall.
actually,
Your
yeah,
center is
I
gonna be
can't
fun.
dunk, yeah. I can't dunk, yeah. I can't dunk,
But you can
yeah.
jump.
But I know I can jump. But like yesterday, I was practicing how to dunk, yeah. I can jump and like just like put the ball in the net, yeah. But like not like those slam dunks you see where they like put their hand
Hmm.
and they put
Well,
their
that's
hand
good
and the
enough,
ball inside the net.
bro.
So I can put it, I can do that, and I
Do
can
that,
touch the
and
rim. And like
people
obviously
would.
I can touch the rim, and I can hold on to the rim if I jump.
Mhm.
So
So
like
see,
I
you have
can
a
jump
big
pretty high.
advantage in
I'm
defense,
very good when I'm actually I can jump.
bro. Why not
But like
place a
but like
defense in
jumping is so
center
annoying,
and
bro.
then
I've
offense PG? How about that at least?
no, that okay. That's what I do. I do that when I'm a defense. I'm a center, but what's going on offense? I'm a PG. But thing is, yeah,
Even though
when I
center is
take a
way
shot,
better
yeah,
for you at
and
attack.
when I take a shot, yeah, I need and it doesn't go in because sometimes it rebounds, yeah. I need someone to collect that rebound, but we don't have that. But you know, it is what it is. But
Oh, do you know
basically, yeah,
why we
you know
don't
when you
have
have the
that?
ball,
I
yeah,
wonder. I wonder why we don't have that. The guy with the tall
I don't
hands
care.
and tall arms and long legs is the one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
doesn't take the
yeah.
rebound. You're letting the guy who's
Okay,
like 1 foot and
Okay, Ben Simmons is 6'10", and he's a point guard. Ben Simmons.
okay. How about the rest of his team? Are they taller than you or your
Yeah,
height?
yeah. He's tight.
How
All these are
about your
6'5".
team? Are
Like,
they taller than
but
you or your height?
by a center is 7'1" things. Joel
Okay,
Embiid
exactly.
is
See,
7'1".
their center is taller because they rely on their center to get the rebounds, defend, and when they can't pass the ball to anyone, they pass it to him and he scores. That's the job of the center. The center is like the ace. The center is almost like the playmaker, okay?
No,
The
the
center,
ace, the
the
ace is a
cent,
shooting
the
guard,
cent.
bro.
No, the shooting guards just shoot. The playmaker like is it's usually in center or like behind, like the people who stand behind in the back. Usually they're the playmakers, okay? Shaquille O'Neal, okay, for example. There's so many like big
That
players that play
you
center.
okay. Who do you know? Who else do you know? Besides
Uh,
Shaq.
and the Asian guy, the tall, really tall Asian one.
Yao Ming, but he was
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, okay, Luka Doncic, one of the best players. What is he? He's a shooting guard, and he's a shooting guard or point guard. Yeah,
Okay, how
okay,
tall is he?
okay. Okay.
How tall is he?
He's he- he's 201 meter. He's 201 centimeters.
Sure, sure.
Uh huh.
Yes.
Yeah, Trey Young. Yeah, Trey
Can you
Young.
can
Yeah,
you
Trey
type
Young.
his
He's a
name in the
shooting guard.
chat? Can you type his name in the chat 1 second, please?
Luka Doncic. Yeah, like I just went in private chat. Sorry, Trey Young. Yeah,
Can you no, just
He's.
send
I
it
think
to me. Just
he's
send
a
me the
shooting guard, point
spelling.
guard. Okay,
Did you send me the
okay.
spelling?
Like I just messaged you on WhatsApp. I just messaged you on WhatsApp. Yeah,
Yeah,
what's called
send
Luka
me
Doncic.
his
Yeah,
name. Just
Trey Young.
just
He's my
send me
height.
his name.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. I'll send you. Luka Doncic. Sorry, Trey Young. He's my height, right? He's like 180, 184, 185. Yeah, and he plays what's called. He plays he plays as a point guard or shooting guard for the what's called for the Atlanta Hawks, and he's their main player. Okay. Okay, who else?
Hmm?
Ja Morant, yeah, he plays as a point guard, shooting guard. He's six. I think he's around. If I'm correct, 6'3", yeah. And he plays what's called again as a shooting guard, point guard. Cade Cunningham, yeah. Yeah, Ja Morant is 191, yeah. I think they're all lying. They're not 189. They're not obviously they're not the height they say they are is not how tall they are because obviously people lie about the height. You're supposed to what's called again subtract a few centimeters, yeah. But yeah, Damian Lillard, he's 6'2". I think he's like I don't. He says he's 188, but I think he's like 185,
Look,
186,
look.
and he's a
What I'm
shooting guard
saying is
for what's called
no.
again.
What I'm
Yeah,
saying is
Steph Curry is 6'1", yeah, And he's 6'3", sorry, and he's a what's it called
Yeah,
again?
I
Seth
have a
Curry's
question.
6'3", and
All these
he's a what's it
teams,
called
all
a
these
shooting guard.
teams, all these teams, all these teams, okay. Do they have other big guys to
Hmm.
support them? Do they have other centers that are good?
Yes, they
Yes or
do.
no?
Yes, they do. Yes, they
Okay,
do. Yeah.
now in your
Yes, they
team,
do.
do you have any centers that are good, or do most players play better if they're point guard? Like if you think about it.
No, they don't
No,
even
why
play.
am I
That's the
arguing?
thing.
What? Wait,
If
wait,
they
wait, wait, wait,
no,
wait,
the
wait,
thing
wait,
is,
wait, wait, wait,
that's the
wait.
thing.
Give
That's
me
the
a
thing.
second,
That's the
Abdullah.
thing.
One second,
I
one
think
second.
yeah,
Why are we
yeah,
arguing about
yeah.
this? This is street basketball. Who cares, bro? You can keep changing positions.
I know, but like, think about it. Yeah. How do I say? How do I say? How do I say? It? What are we talking about?
Bro, street basketball. I can literally play. I
No,
can
the thing is, no,
invent a
no. But the thing is,
position.
you see, no, no. The thing is, you have to play properly. Even if it's street, you still have to play with. You have to play properly in it. But think about it, yeah. If I was, the thing is, I've tried playing center, yeah, and letting them play as point guard or shooting guard, yeah. They can't shoot. They cannot, and one of my friends, Lalan, yeah, he's a really nice guy, but he can't dribble. So how am I going to let him play point guard if he can't
Hmm.
dribble? The other guy, Victor, he couldn't dribble as well. Like I like him as well. He was nice. He was very charismatic. He couldn't dribble as well. So like I had no idea. Like that was the only thing I could do. I couldn't play shooting guard.
Uh,
But even though that's still my favorite position to play anyway.
yeah, okay.
Like my dribbling's gone like way better. My ball handling has gone way better. I don't know how.
Nice.
Bro, I'll tell you,
It's
yeah.
something
There's,
called
do you know when you make
practice.
someone do this? Do you know when you make someone do? Do you know when you make someone do the splits? Yeah, I did that. I made someone do the splits. Alex, yeah, he did the splits, yeah, for so many days, bro. Then I had the shot, yeah, and you like sometimes when it's like that, you're supposed to take it. You're supposed to be slow, yeah.
Splits
You're
or
like
ankle
supposed to
breaker, you
like
mean?
do it properly. Like he did the splits. Like he was on the like he did the splits. Like when someone splits, right?
When you dribble someone and then they fall.
Like so basically, I was dribbling, yeah. Then I put it like behind my back, yeah, and then like his
Mhm.
legs went wide open,
It's
like
called an
they
ankle
split open.
breaker.
That's why he was on the ground. No, that
It's an
ankle
ankle
breakers when you
breaker.
fall over in it.
When you dribble someone so hard that they fall on the ground, it's called an ankle breaker.
Yeah, but
It's very
his legs split
embarrassing.
open like he was doing the split. Yeah, his
Yes, did
legs
he
split open
fall?
like he was going to do the
Did
split.
he
Yeah.
fall?
Yes, he was on the ground.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's an ankle breaker. It's an
Okay,
ankle
ankle
breaker,
breaker.
bro.
Okay. I broke his ankle anyway. I broke his ankle and he fell. Yeah, and I had the shot and I just took it too fast and I rebound. I just took it like slowly and it would have gone in.
You should have been.
Yeah.
You should have held the ball, looked him in the eye, took your time, then shot
Mm.
at it, then like embarrassed him.
Didn't take a shot yet. Didn't take a shot yet. But that's because
Yep.
again, how do I say it? It was like I was thinking about that. That's my biggest
Hmm.
problem when it comes to playing basketball. I just do things too fast. What you just like try to take my time and just like not be worried about it. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways,
wait.
it's been an hour.
Wait,
Damn. Hour 7 minutes.
yeah, no. Anything else to say,
Well, there's nothing to
Mr.
talk about
Dubai?
anymore. Nope.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about.
It's mad how like I was like before the podcast we're like we have no idea what we're going to talk about, yeah, and then now here we are like an hour in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're supposed to say something and be like that's mad, innit?
That's mad, innit?
Shut up, Mr. Dubai. That was so weak. Yeah, Ben, I gotta go fresco, man. I gotta go get some food, man.
Yeah.
So TTL. So anyway, before we end the
TTY.
podcast here, we want to say thank you, Mr. Dubai. TTL, thank you, Mr. Talk to you. Thank you, Mr. Dubai, for sponsoring this podcast. We really appreciate it, even though we make you no money. So thank you for sponsoring.
No problem, no
Anything to say?
problem. It's all for all the animals you have hostages.
It's
I
all for
mean,
the
what?
laws, innit?
Yeah,
We do it for the
for
laws,
the
right?
laws. Yeah.
I hope next time
Yeah.
Usman will be here, and
Yeah.
we want to say thank you to, and if also we thank you today's sponsor, Oscar Positive Clothes, Positive Vibes Clothing, and if you want to get your Positive Vibes Clothing, link in, I think that's what I call it, a link in the description below. I think I don't know, I can't remember. That's Usman's job. So anyway, that's our merch, and take care. See you guys next week, and remember, yeah, Interior Podcast now on 60 subscribers and the #1 podcast in Ireland. Take care. and hopefully in the world one day when we hit that 100K plaque. So take care.
See ya.
This is where I end it, yeah. But before I end it, we have to sing a song, yeah. Okay.
Oh, you want us
Ready?
to
Yeah.
get copyrighted?
Okay. We're going on in a favorite rocket ship, going through the
Through
skies.
the
Little
sky,
Einstein,
little Einsteins.
get on the
Don't sing
train,
the wrong.
experience
No, no,
something.
no, 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 nothing, nothing. Don't sing the wrong
What do you mean?
version. I don't want to get cancelled.
What do you mean
The
nothing?
airship is nice and very
That's
clean. There
sorry.
is nothing wrong with this song. Please don't get us cancelled and
Uh,
people want to get our spleens. Uh,
see your family